Just let me know if you can see the screen or not.
Yes.
Yeah, visible.
We'll wait for 1 more minute because I think 9 people wanted to join. After that, I will, yeah, start talking. Nah, I don't think I have patience to wait anymore. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining on time. Also, thank you very much for joining at this time. Today, we have 4 topics to cover. They are very easy topics. Uh, Many of you may even forget after learning this and learn it very quickly when there is a need. And so, what is important is that I'll introduce you to them and you will learn about them. What is important is that you practice them, okay? Because it takes some practice. For example, Wayne versus Van. In English, they both mean when, you know uh, but how to use them, when to use them, is what you have to understand, right? Als and when, they both mean literally the same, but when to use, that is important. For example, als you use when you talk about, it's always about past. When can be both, right? Then we'll learn some special pronouns, you know them by now. But I just have to tell them that these pronouns also exist. And then we'll talk about something called as relative Sätze or relative sentence. It's like, for example, you say, I am the engineer whom you should hire, or I am the guy that you should give your daughter's hand to, something like that. Like you are like framing a sentence and then you are saying something else. So you say subject, verb, object, then you want to provide more information about the subject. Okay, so why my mouse is okay? Wait, my mouse is acting funny. Why can't I go and click on? 1 second. Yeah, wait, I will have to join via my phone so that I can let people in. Yeah. So that's for, relative sentence is like when you say something like, you say subject, verb, object, and then in the next sentence you want to provide more information of the subject. For example, I, it gets better when you look at example. Otherwise, you'll think I'm an idiot when I keep you giving you like, without explaining you without examples. So let's talk about that. Uh, yes. Let's see. Yes, Jagdish, can you please read the sentences in blue on the right side?
Yes. Wann ist du
Yeah.
9 Uhr abends, wann ich hungrig bin?
Yeah, I think there is some problem with your micro because your voice is a little bit different.
Okay, let me.
Yeah. So as Jagdish read, right? So he said one is two, then he said 9 Uhr abends, and then this one, I think at least that's how I heard. He should have said when, but he said one. So it's not one. This one is vain. Okay. So
Yeah, wait.
right. So I think there is some problem with your. I mean, your voice is
Yeah,
sounding
I
very different.
reconnected now. Hope I think it should be better now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the question in like for example, if you understand these two examples, difference between vain versus one. So if I ask you one is to, when do you normally eat? So there are two kinds of people in this world. People who have a fixed schedule when they eat, and then there are idiots like me who eat when they feel like eating, right? So let's say if you ask me, we meet at a get together and you, let's say, yeah, let's say you ask me the question, one is to, I don't know why you'll ask me that question at a get together, but let's say you ask me one is to, when do you eat? I can give you two kinds of answer. I can tell you exactly when I eat, like when I'm like at 9 a.m p.m in the morning, in the evening, and then I can tell you when I'm hungry. So if you look at this one, right, one is normally as is a question. One, when you use one, is a question. In English, it's still when, right? And then this the other vein, like not one vein, like a and not a vein. This is means it means two things. It can mean vein, when of English. It can also mean if. So vein is so. One is like you are asking, when something happens. With when, you are providing a condition, when I am hungry. Okay. For example, um, mm, if I ask you, like, wann bist du bereit für B1, right? Right? Then you'll say, if I pass A2, wenn ich A2 bestehe, something like that. So you have to understand the difference between wann versus when. Okay. So, uh, any questions? I don't have more examples. So your homework for you is you have to think of examples, uh, and you have to play this mental game, like you have to sit whenever you are doing something, walking, or like sometime you have in day in your day where you have some time think, like situations where you should use one, where you should use vain. And don't think of like situations that may not happen in your life. Think like, normal daily situations where you say if, when you say when, and when you say when, like this vain. Okay. Any questions, please ask, otherwise I don't have more examples. Okay. Yeah, question. Okay. Any questions, please ask. What I just want to point it out one more time. That, like here in English, so this "wann isst du" is translated as "when do you eat," and this one "wen ich hungrig bin," this also has been translated as "when." So they both mean. I mean, I'm not saying like they both mean "when," but I'm telling you, like, like English, they will translate as it is. Okay, so you have to understand when to use "when," when to use "wann." Okay, let's continue. Let's talk. So we
We can
discussed, right?
take
Yeah,
uh,
question.
like we can take it as a if also when.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. So this vein is normally you should think it of as if, like providing a condition. Yeah, but it can also mean when. You know. So for example, here it's like,
Okay.
for example, yeah, I can't think of an example, but here it does not mean if, right? Here it means so here it means when, right? I hope I'm not confusing you. But what you said is actually more correct. So you should think of when as a condition, and in English we give condition with the help of if. Okay. More questions? Okay. One thing, one example that I can think of that is relevant to most of your lives. Most of you guys are working, and I think in April, like, I don't know how many of you are in Germany, but normally, or also like everywhere else in the world, at least in Germany, in April is when the promotion happens, right? So in April, people get promoted, and they also get promoted in October. So for those of you who lucky and like did hard work, you must have gotten the promotion right now in April. If you did not, then you should, like, then you have to like think that, like, work hard that you get promotion in October, but you have to start preparing for now. Now the exercise that you can do is, I will be promoted in October when blah blah. So when I do this, when I do that, when I so you have to list. I hope you understand the exercise, right? So one exercise you can do is, think of all the things that you should do right now so that you can get promoted in October of this year, right? Wenn, für example, wenn ich eine Zertifizierung mache, wenn ich Überstunden mache, wenn ich anderen Kollegen beim Onboarding helfe, when. This is how, if. Now, these are all if questions.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
questions. Okay. So do this exercise, many of you, like, like some of you are like quite up in the hierarchy. So uh, you may be responsible for other guys promotion, right? So someone, like, think of, like all your people who are working with you. If they ask you, like, boss, I want to get promoted, what should I do? Then you say, when du a b c machst, dann wirst du befördert. Whatever that a can be, whatever that b can be, whatever that c can be. Okay, let's continue if there are no more questions. Yes. So we discussed it like Wayne versus Van. Let's talk about als versus Wayne. Okay. So als versus Wayne, they both mean condition. They can, like, or they can both mean if. They can both mean when. Okay. But to be frank, als. So before, let me confuse a little bit more. Als can be used in different ways. If I have to ask you, how do you say, Rishabh? How do I say? How do I say that? German is better than English. How do I say? Rishabh?
Deutsch is also
Yes.
better as English.
Yeah, so you said Deutsch is besser als English, right? So I'm
Besser
not mistaken.
als.
Besser
Yeah,
als,
besser als.
right? So here als, that has a different meaning. That als is different. This als is different. I mean, the word is the same, but the meaning is different. So this, als can also be used as providing a condition. Now, yeah, I said when is also for a condition, als is also for a condition. But there is a difference
But in a
between,
previous example, when ich hungrig bin, when is also
yeah, your
a time,
microphone is not very good. Please do something
right?
about, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, but continue talking. Yeah, I'll try to understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is the when is hungrig, right? In that example, the when actually talks a time, right? It's not a condition there. It's a condition, but it's based on time.
So when can be condition and it can also be a situation. It can be both. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, it can both. Yeah. So let's talk about als versus when. So anyone who feels like telling me how do I say this, I relax when I listen to his songs. Yeah, Rishabh. Only Rishabh. Let's give Rishabh a chance. So please tell me how do I say these things in German. So you have like three complex sentences in front of your eyes. Please tell me how do I say these things in German.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay. I relax when I listen to his songs. Äh, Ich entspanne mich, wenn ich seine Lieder höre. I get nervous when I have to speak German, which is happening right now. Ich werde nervös, wenn ich Deutsch sprechen muss.
Okay.
I find it odd when I watch English movies with German audio. Ich finde es seltsam, wenn ich englische Filme mit deutschem Audio sehe.
Yeah, thank you, Rishabh. I just realized that there is something wrong with my microphone and not with your voice because Rishabh is also sounding
May I
very
repeat?
weird. No, no, you are. It's
May I
some.
repeat?
I can hear you, but you will see this in
Okay.
the recording how you guys are sounding. Okay, uh, or maybe not. Okay, so what Rishabh said is completely, like there was no mistake. Very good, Rishabh. So here, let's look at the answers. So, yeah, Rishabh, you can read them one more time. The blue ones only.
Sure. Ich entspanne mich, wenn ich seine Lieder höre. Ich werde nervös, wenn ich Deutsch sprechen muss. Ich finde es merkwürdig, wenn ich meine Lieblingsfilme mit deutschem Audio anschaue.
Anshawa, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Anschaue, ja.
Yeah. So, like here, everywhere he used Wayne. That's right. That is, I mean, like, so here he's just saying, for example, uh, yeah. I mean, here Wayne is like, you are not providing a condition, you are providing a situation. Like when this happens, then this happens, right? So there is nothing new to learn over here. Only thing that you have to remember, like you also know, is like when you use Wayne, the conjugated verb is at the last position, right? So wenn ich seine Lieder höre, okay? If you only say I listen to his songs, then you will say ich höre seine Lieder. But if you put wenn, then the conjugated verb, which is höre, has to go to the last position. Here here, let's say if I say I have to speak German, then I will say ich muss Deutsch sprechen. But you use wenn, so the conjugated verb muss, which was here, has to go at the last position. Go to the last position, right? This one, I mean, there is only one verb, watch, anschaue. But I mean, there are many ways to say watch. Like watch, you can say sehen. You can also say ansehen. You can also say gucken. But sehen is like just. You can also say use sehen over here. There is nothing wrong. But anschauen is much more better when you talk about movies. Okay. You can also say use sehen. No problem. You can also say ansehen. So here, like Rishabh was right. He just said you have to use vein everywhere. Let's see uh, if there is. So here, yeah, Rishabh, can you please? I don't. I hope you can see it. Tell me how I say these things in German.
Yeah, I can try. Uh, when I got my first salary, I bought a new laptop. Mm, when ich meine, no, when I can try. Wenn ich meine erstes Gehalt bekommen habe, habe ich mir einen neuen Laptop gekauft.
Okay, so one thing I like, so for example, right now I like that you are trying to like, I mean, your sentence was like grammatically incorrect at many places, but the one thing, like when you say something, like when you are saying something for the first time, don't think about grammar, just say it. You correct yourself the
Yes,
next time. Also in real life, when you are saying something for the first time, speak as if you were like German language is your mother tongue. Don't doubt
yeah.
yourself. So, but like what you said is correct, but you uh, what about the next sentence?
Uh, when we won the project, we got a pay raise.
Yeah.
Pay raise, I don't know. Wenn wir das Projekt gewonnen haben, haben wir einen Pay raise bekommen.
Anyone like I think someone in this call should tell me what pay raise is. How do you say pay raise? Like increase in salary, or how do you say like salary? How do you say salary? Come on, guys. We just spoke
So
about
salary is Gehalt, right?
yeah Gehalt, and how do you say like? So I hope you are working, right? So like you must have asked for a pay raise in April, or you'll also ask in October. So pay raise is Erhöhung.
Yeah,
Okay.
these days no one will ask this because no one pay.
Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. Then no problem. So Gehaltserhöhung. I mean, I'm saying like these examples are relevant to your life. Like so. Okay. Let's Rishabh, the third sentence, please.
When I finished my master's, I felt so free. Wenn ich meinen Master abgeschlossen habe, fühlte ich mich so frei.
That's all. Okay. So whatever you said is correct, right? And but there is a mistake, but that mistake is not because of you. It's because of me because I have so far I have not taught you. I did not tell you about als. So here you should not have used when. You should have used als. Now, why do you say als? If you think about these, like let's go back to this. Let's go back to the previous slide. These examples, I relax when I listen to his songs. I get nervous when I have to speak German. I find it odd when I watch English movies with German audio. Whatever you are describing after when, these are normal things like when you listen to songs all the time. It's not like you listen to a song and then you forget about it, right? You speak German. If you're in Germany, you will have to speak German quite often. You watch English movies with German audio, you may be doing it. Like these are things that are more common, that are frequent. Let's look at these examples, the next examples. These ones. When I got my first salary, you don't get your first salary again and again. You get it just once in life. When we won the project, of course, like unless and until I don't know, you work for Sam Altman, you may not be winning projects all the time, right? You work on a project, maybe once in an year you finish a project. Okay. Right. So for example, let's say your boss said like we there is a proof of concept we have to prepare, and many companies are applying for the same project and we have to win the project, right? So this may happen once in an year, or may happen, I'm saying it's not that common. When I finished my masters, normal people like you and me do only one masters. I know people who have done double do like more than one masters, but normally we do only one masters, right? So it happens once in a life. Okay, I'm saying it does not happen again and again quite often. So I'm saying here Rishabh should have used als and not when. So when to use als? When you're talking about once in a lifetime event, or events that don't happen, that are not frequent. Okay, so let's look at the here. Rishabh, please read the blue ones.
Sure. Als ich mein erstes Gehalt bekommen habe, habe ich ein neues Laptop gekauft. Als wir das Projekt gewonnen haben, haben wir eine
Yeah, speak it fast and there will be no mistake.
Gehaltserhöhung
Not
bekommen.
not hehing. Ehong. Yeah. Like
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, okay. It takes time to practice. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Next one is als ich meine Masterstudium abgeschlossen habe ich mich so frei gefühlt.
Okay, so for some reason you said minor, it is mine. Okay, at least I heard minor, so I'll say mine. Now let's look, so you understand the difference between als and when, right? We'll talk about it even more. Let's look at the some mistakes that you did, which I'm not happy about. You were saying
Yeah.
Esther Gehalt. Gehalt is das, okay? So that it is mine, and why it is estes. We learned about this in adjective endings. Remember adjective endings I
Adjective.
told you, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. So als ich mein erstes Gehalt bekommen habe. If I only say I got my first salary, then I will say ich habe mein erstes Gehalt bekommen. But because you are using als, and als is nothing like you can think of als as like the sentence structure. When you use when, the conjugated verb gets pushed to the last position, right? So similarly with als as well, the conjugated verb got pushed to the last position. Okay. So als is something like when, when, but you are always talking about past tense, one time events. You will never talk about future and not present. Always past tense, like one time, events, whenever whatever that one time is, or things that don't happen that often. Okay, something like that. Next one, when we won the project, I think this was right. Als wir das Projekt gewonnen haben, when I think this was also right. Habe ich mich so frei gefühlt. You said fühlte ich mich so frei. That's what I know. It's like you said, als ich mein Masterstudium abgeschlossen habe, fühlte ich mich so frei. That's now wrong. You did not, you used preteritum, right? So you did not go the participle zwei way. That was right. I'm just using habe ich mich so frei gefühlt because I think preteritum is a little bit difficult to remember, but fühlte was correct. Questions? Any questions?
When you said other way, also
Yeah.
it's the same. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Like when I said other way, for example, ich habe ein neues Laptop gekauft, als ich meine erstes Gehalt bekommen habe. So,
Very good.
then
Yes.
also this, then
Yes.
also this als.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. More questions. So the question was, he said like, because sometimes it does not get recorded. So what the question was like, hier, als ich mein erstes Gehalt bekommen habe ich ein neues Laptop gekauft. So what if I say the second thing first and the first sentence later? If I want to say, ich habe ein neues Laptop gekauft, als ich mein erstes Gehalt bekommen habe. That's also right. You're just saying, instead of saying when I got my first salary, I bought a new laptop, you can also say I bought a new laptop when I got my first salary. So yeah, that's how this is good. This is a mental game you have to play. If you want to learn German faster than a normal idiot. Yeah. Questions. So we looked at difference between Wayne versus Van. Then we looked at als versus Wayne. Any questions about the grammar? I have written everything like, this verb here, the subject is at the second. Yeah.
No, I don't have any. Actually, the grammar which we learn in English and the grammar which we learn in German are same or something different.
It's not same for sure. It's different. I
Okay.
don't know grammar of English because I mean I think most of us we just learned English. We just learned to speak English. We never like actually
Yeah.
learned the grammar, right? So I really don't know. Yeah, I can teach you grammar of German, but English I have no idea. But I think it's different. Uh,
Okay. Okay. Now.
yeah, yeah. But for example, if you think about like in English, like ideally you should never end a sentence with a preposition, but you do. But yeah, the grammar is different, but it's not that different. Like normal sentence, you have subject, verb, object. The same is in German and English. If you're asking a yes or no kind of question, then you start with the verb. Yeah, but it's not same for sure, of course. Yeah. More questions. Yeah. If there are more questions, no more questions, let's continue. So when to use when versus when to use als. So when, I think you already know, right? When you're giving a condition or you're specifying a situation, right? So when can be used for past, present, and future. Als you can only use for conditions and events that weren't, sorry, that were one time and not weren't. Sorry, yeah, it is a typo. It should be were one time. Okay, were one time. So also you're talking about past events that happened once, or maybe like these things. For example, I don't know, like I as I masters, like you can finish your masters again and again. Like you can win projects multiple times, but you may not be winning project every day, right? For example, salary increase, you may not be getting every, you get it once in a year. Question.
That means it is not uncommon, right? It can happen, but it's not so common.
Yeah, it's not so common, of course. Yeah, it's not so common. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like when you use, for example, let's say if you start a sentence with us, I'm expecting at least, like because I have, mm, because I have some understanding of German language, you use als. I know that you're going to talk about something, like once, like not so random event. Yeah, something like that. For example, when we got independence, like we were happy, als wir unsere Unabhängigkeit bekommen haben, waren wir sehr froh. Yeah, you know when my friend borrowed money from me, then you have to use when, because it is going to happen again and again. Your friend keeps borrowing money again and again from you, right? When my friend gave me money back, that is one time event, als. You may not get money from your friend all the time. That is als. Question. Okay.
Just a question, but while speaking, does the does the other guy really misunderstood if instead
No,
of
people
als
people
they
usually know
use a
what you are
when?
saying. People usually know what you are saying. For example, if you say, when I got married, instead of if people. I mean, I, let me think of an extreme example where this may go wrong. Yeah, I have some example. I don't want to talk about them right now because this will be.
Because
Yeah,
I always use when I'm
you can
speaking
use it
German, so
from there is.
it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah.
I think it's fine most of the times. Uh, I think you can use. I mean, like again, I'm not 100% sure, but you can use Wenn. So let's say you're supposed to use als and you used Wenn, there is no problem. But you are supposed to use Wenn and you used als, that may be a problem. But I'm saying it's not a big deal. This is something that is part of the grammar topic for it. That's why I'm telling you. Some of you preparing for exam, that's why I'm telling you, but it's not a big deal. Okay. But now you know that, this is something like that. So if you're talking about once in a lifetime event or like not so random events, then you use als. Okay. Past tense. Yeah. Think of example. This is your job. I can also think of examples. Maybe next batch I will think of like extreme examples where you cannot use when, you have to use als. Okay. Yeah, Manjusha, please ask. You have raised your hand.
Als can be used for comparison also. Als.
Yeah, that's what I like. That is something else. And like for example, German is better than English. Deutsch is besser als Deutsch. Deutsch is besser als English. Yeah, that is something else. There als means something else. Okay. Here als means something else. Okay. So the same word can have multiple meanings. Yes. Uh, Please ask if there are more questions. Then otherwise, let's talk about relative Sätze. Again, guys, these things that you are learning uh, in real life, like, if you make mistakes, it's fine. But exam, uh, teachers are really going to I mean, I don't know if they test you or not, but I think this is where you may lose marks. Okay, let's talk about them. So it's let's see. So yes, let's see. Who wants to? Please raise your hand if you want to tell me how do I say these things in German. Rishabh, you already spoke. Let's see if someone else wants to. Please raise your hand. Don't be shy. If you make mistakes, you will learn. Come on. No one?
I can try, but we'll see. I'm not sure. I am the guy who speaks German and English fluently. Good, fluently, but I don't know.
How do you say the
I'm
guy?
the guy. Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, ignore guy. Say person. I am the person. Yeah. This is, I mean, the trick, I mean, the
Ich
first sentence.
bin,
Yeah.
yeah, the guy, I'm not sure.
Say person, no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, ich bin mein Mann. No, that is wrong.
Oh, if you say Ich bin mein Mann, that means like you are.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It's not wrong. It just means something else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm the person. Ich bin die Person, or ich bin der Mensch,
Ich bin the person. Yeah, ich
or
bin der
ich
Mensch.
bin
Okay,
der
yeah,
Mann. That's also you can say.
ich bin der Mann. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ich bin der Mann.
Who speaks German
Who
and English
speaks?
fluently? So, what is the sub?
Yeah,
Yeah, what is this? How do you say who over here? Who speaks German and English fluently? Yeah, let's give
There,
one.
we can
yeah.
use
Yeah,
Who is?
I think
there.
Manjusha won. Yeah, Manjusha, please start speaking. Yes.
We
So, how do I?
can say like we can say there. There.
Yes, that's correct. Entire sentence,
Ich bin
please.
der Person. Ich bin
Yeah,
der Person, der spreche Deutsch und Englisch.
So, Person is always feminine. Ich bin die Person. There.
Die.
So,
Well,
yeah,
okay.
die Person. And if you say die
Die.
Person, then you will have to say die. Okay, because this who
Mm,
is related to, like, like this sentence, like who is
mhm.
telling more about this thing, right?
Yeah.
You can
okay,
also say
Yeah.
there, yeah. So ich bin die Person, die Deutsch. So you said spreche, you cannot say spreche because this is third party singular, Ich spreche, du sprichst, sie spricht, right? So
Spricht. Yeah.
die
Yeah.
normally you would say die spricht Deutsch und Englisch fließend, but because here this is like the second sentence, like like the not the main sentence, so the conjugated verb has to go to the last position. So ich bin die Person, die Deutsch und Englisch fließend spricht. The guy, how do you say, you should know how to say, that guy is crazy, how do you say that guy is crazy? It's very informal to say guy. You can say like that. I mean, there is. It's not like if you go and Google for a guy in German. I don't think you'll get this answer. But tube. Let me just write this down because it's not relevant for exam, but it's maybe relevant for tube. Tube. What does tube mean, guys? Normally,
Type.
type. It means type, but like informal German language. Tube also mean you can say that tube is crazy, that guy is crazy. Okay, of course you can also use it for women, so you don't say the tube in, it's just also tube, but it's very informal, don't never say that. Okay, yeah. Also when you say tube, it's like you are describing a person as a type, and when you do that, of course you're going to say something negative about them. Yeah, you never say that tube war geil or something like that. So I think I'm digressing from the topic. Yes, I don't. So, whoever gave the answer, please tell me how do I say this one? I am the person whom you should hire or fire. I don't know. Whatever you want to say. How do I say this one? I am the person whom you should hire.
Ich bin der Person.
The person. Person is always
Die
the.
Person. Ja, ich bin die Person, die, die, äh, den, no, them,
Okay.
the it should be the
Nah.
them,
Yeah.
no,
Let's give Vinay a try. Yes, Vinay, please tell me. Vinay, start speaking, please. You have raised your hand.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Freddy, ich bin die Person, wer du.
You're
Yeah.
completely wrong. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so that's the thing. You cannot use like in the first sentence, Manjusha did not say where for who, right? She said the or there. So you have to use the pronoun which which is telling more us about the subject or the object from the first sentence. Yeah,
Okay.
Rishabh.
Du musst einstellen,
Nah,
oder?
nah. I think you are
Nein?
just guessing now. Where
Ich
do you say?
bin,
Okay.
Why most you cannot say, right? Most is for have to. Should you have
Okay.
to say sollen? How do you say
Mhm.
like to hire? How do I say, like I hire
einstellen.
einstellen? Yeah,
Ja.
yeah, yeah. So Manjusha, can you tell
Ich
me
bin
now?
die,
Risha, please wait. So how do I say you should hire me? You should uh, you should hire me. How
like,
do I say? You should hire me. Yeah.
du sollst
You solltest.
einstellen, solltest einstellen,
Ah, mich einstellen. Okay, mich, me.
okay,
You
yeah,
have to hire me, right? Yeah. So, but here, so you are saying mish, mish. Why did you did not say ish, right? You said mish, and mish is accusative. Yeah, Mukul, 1 second. So you said accusative, right? So whom will be the accusative, right? So let's say if you say I am the man whom you should hire, so the man will be accusative. And what is the pronoun, like the definite article for the man? It's der, right? And
Yes.
accusative becomes den. So ich bin
Okay.
der Mann, den ihr, den Sie einstellen sollten, or den du einstellen solltest, right? If you say ich bin die Person, then you will just say die. I'm confusing you on purpose so that you remember this. Mukul, you had a question, right? Please ask.
How come the whom is accused? Okay.
It's you have to think, right? Here it is, you're saying like, I am the person. Now this is something you knew, you have to learn. Okay, so whom is normally a question, right? But here whom is not a question. you know I am the person.
It's clear. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're talking
so
about
if
the
you say
object,
you
the
should
person
hire
here. Yeah.
me now, so me, like, because you are hiring someone, like, jemanden einstellen, accusative, jemanden einstellen, that's how it is accusative. I don't know what the question was, if I hope I answered the question. Yeah, Rishabh, please give me the then please ask your question. What is the question? Please ask. Mukul, please ask the
I
question.
don't have any. I don't have any question.
Oh, okay, you don't have a question. Okay. Then, Rishabh, please tell me, how do I say the last two sentences in German?
Okay. I'm the best candidate who can help your company. Ich bin die beste
Rishabh,
Kandidatin.
are you a woman?
No.
Ich bin der, right? Not the. Der.
Ich bin der beste Kandidatin. Candidate. Die.
Come on, you're talking about yourself. Why did you say the? It can be either there, then, or them, right? Now, instead of who can help your company, if I want to replace what, like, if who I can replace with, I can help your company, right? So who is here the subject of the sentence? You get it,
Yeah.
right? So ich bin der beste Kandidat, der,
Yeah.
der deine Firma oder eure oder ihre Firma helfen kann.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next sentence.
Okay.
No, one
You.
doubt. Why you said here, ich bin the best candidate, right? That was you meant, right?
Yeah, ich bin der beste Kandidat, to be honest, like Kandidat. Yeah, question.
Ich bin der, right?
Yeah, there. Yeah. I mean, if I'm talking about myself, let's say if I'm a woman, I will say ich bin die beste Kandidatin, die eure Firma helfen kann. If I'm a woman, yeah.
Now, why that becomes there, and I do not understand, because the second sentence, I am the person, I can use ich bin the man, and then you told ich bin die person,
Yeah,
and you
because
always said that
I'm
the
just, so
person
if
always
you
is
want to say
feminine.
Person as it is, you will say die Person, because Person is feminine. Like in German, die Person is feminine. Candidate, you can have der Kandidat, you can also have die Kandidatin.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So next
You are the guy whom I will help.
Yeah.
Du bist die Person, den ich helfen werde.
Did you say them or then? Did you say monkey or nylon? Like them or then?
Nylon.
Ah, come on. Helfen is dative,
Ah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. So I will help you. Whom will I help? Home is right. Them
Them.
is helfen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's look at the
Indirect
example.
object.
Yeah. So this is something you have to understand. Like here, who, whom. These are not questions. These are pronouns. These are, like, in German we call them relative pronouns. Okay, relative pronomen. So Manjusha, please read all the blue ones.
Ich bin der Cube. Ja, what is that? Fließend Deutsch und Englisch spricht. Ich bin die Person, den Sie einstellen sollen. Ich bin die beste Kandidatin, die eurem Unternehmen helfen kann. Du bist der Cube, dem ich helfen werde.
Yes, so thank you for reading. Mukul, I will request you to go to the recordings of Evan. I will answer your question. You said, what is the difference between their candidate and Die Kandidatin. So in German, like you have three pronoun. No, das is not there. So yeah, in German we have three articles. English you have like the, right? In German, for the we have der, we have the, and we have das. So we use there for nouns which are masculine. For example, the man. We use the for nouns which are considered to be feminine. For example, like woman, die Frau. We use das for nouns which are considered to be neutrum, not in terms of gender, okay? Because if you, let's say, if you say woman, it's die Frau, but if you talk about like a girl, you will say das Mädchen. Does not mean the girl has no gender. It's just that in German language, these nouns are considered to be like like some are masculine, some are neutrum, some are feminine. Then there are now, for example, man will always remain there. Frau will always remain the. When you talk about like, specific, for example, professions or, nouns that can describe both. For example, candidate can be man, like, like it can be a woman or it can be a man. Of course, it can be other genders as well. But in German language, you can say there, Kandidat. But if you want to say like, if you want to like make sure that the candidate is a woman, you will say die Kandidatin. For example, Professor, Professorin, Student, Studentin. Okay, something like that. I hope I answered your question. Please ask if I did not ask you a question.
I think here this ich bin die Person, die sie einstellen sollen, right?
Where is it? Diese einstellen sollen. Yeah, no, not they. No,
Then
not the. Because how will you say? How do you say you should hire me? Tell me. How will you say you should? Or how do you say you should hire uh, this man? How will you say? Please tell me. How will you say you should hire me?
ja, du solltest mich einstellen.
So you are saying mish. You're not saying ish. You're saying mish, right? You're using the accusative form of ish. Yes.
Correct.
That's why you are using the. Okay. Okay. I think you're.
I'm saying it
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
the.
Here it should be the. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here it
Yeah,
should be
that's
the.
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but yeah. So here I have. I think I have. I'm on that line which is like exam and which is real life. So let's say if I'm saying ich bin die Person, den Sie einstellen sollen. I'm. I mean, of course, I will have to say the person because person is feminine. But then I talk about myself, right? And I'm a guy, so I will use den.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, in
Yeah,
exam, if
then
you want to be
understand.
really sure, then you have to use the. On paper, write the. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But if it is bin der man, then it's then I understood.
Then of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. The last one, I'm a bit. I want to reconfirm understanding it. This the tip.
Yeah, that tube is very
Then,
informal. Yeah, yeah.
then came the because still it is an accusative because I'm
No,
talking
it's
about.
dative. So help, when you use helfen, the object will always be dative. So if I have to say I help you, I will say ich helfe dir and not dich.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
That's why it is a
it's
dative.
dative. That's a dative verbs. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. More questions? Okay, just one request. Do not refer to anyone as tube. It's very informal. Okay, don't. But if someone is using it, see, in what context they are using it. Please don't use it. You may hurt someone's feeling. Don't refer to anyone as their tube. Let's talk about specials. I mean, any questions about this? These are like, this is what I'm relative sentences, and these are relative pronouns. I mean, now you will say, I already know them, right? I mean, why are you? Because this is, you know, here them means whom. You know what I mean? If I say I help you, ich helfe, uh, you understand, right? So it's the same noun. What you learned, like you learn definite articles like there, they, and them, and there I call them like definite articles in different forms. Here I'm calling them pronouns. Don't get confused. Okay. Yeah. Let's continue. If there are questions, please ask. So let's look at some special pronouns. You may know them, you may not know them. So uh Jagdish, can you please read them aloud, like this one, this one, this one, then this one, this one, this one, and tell me what they mean? I think the meaning's already there. Please read. Still there in the
Yes,
call?
I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yamand, Yamandan, Yamandem. Niemand, Niemandan, Niemandem. Niemandem. Irgendein, Irgendwie einen?
Irgend. So before you continue, let me correct you. You are, like for some reason you are emphasizing this ye.
Ja,
It's
okay.
not that long. It's a very short, ye mandam.
Jemand.
Yeah. So please read all of them one more time from the beginning.
Jemand, jemanden, jemandem.
Continue.
Niemand, niemanden, niemandem. Irgendin,
Irgendein. Ein.
irgendeinen, irgendeinem.
So the first one they all mean someone, the next one they mean no one, and this, like, irgendein means anyone. And you understand, right? These are all nominative case, these are all in accusative case, and these are all in dative case. For example, someone is there, jemand is da. Okay. Or someone is helping me, jemand helped mir. If you want to say I am helping someone, you will say ich helfe jemandem. Okay.
Mm.
I hire you. Ich stelle jemand. I hire someone. Ich stelle jemanden ein. So, depending on some in German where this is it's nominative case, it's jemand. It's accusative jemanden. Dative jemandem. Okay. Now, when you learn something, don't try to be perfect from the day one. What you should understand is that there are these pronouns. Jemand, niemand, irgendein. Remember this. Okay. Okay, jemand, niemand, irgendein. And then maybe see, if you are using them in accusative case, say jemanden. Okay. Also, you know that, accusative, they all end with N. Dative, they all end in AM. Okay. Yeah. Questions? Something you just have to know. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, let's look at few more special pronouns. So we looked at, jemand, niemand, jemanden, niemanden, jemandem, niemandem, man. Okay. Rishabh, tell me, when do I use man? Please tell me, Rishabh.
I'm not sure.
So man, whenever sometimes we use one, for example, uh, you have to be the one that is the best in your field. So you're using you have to be the one. So you're saying one not as a number. You're using the one as a noun. Okay. So
Mhm.
man is something like, for example, one must not, uh, like,
One
one
must
must
not lie. One
something
not.
like that.
One
So
must.
you have to, yeah, exactly, man. So you have to use man. Okay. So for about three, so these are for people. Okay. So you use these for people. Okay. Then you have, Jagdish, please read these three, the black ones, these ones.
Ja, alles, etwas, nicht.
So I think alles is everything, etwas is something, uh nicht is nothing. Now, you think about, there are sometimes we play games, you say, alles oder nichts, everything or nothing. You can remember alles oder nichts. Etwas is something. Okay. So much, for example, if like, if you attend an interview, you should be able to say something about each thing that is mentioned on your resume. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are in an interview, normally you go through your CV, right? So if you have written something on your resume or CV, you should be able to say something about that topic. So man sollte etwas sagen können. Here, I'm using etwas as a as a noun over here, also as a pronoun, whatever you want to think. This is how you can use. Okay. I could not say anything. Ich konnte nichts sagen. You know, ich habe alles verstanden. I understood everything. Okay. So when you use alles, etwas, or nichts, when you use these as nouns, treat them as singular pronouns. Okay. Ignore this. I mean, I think it's for examples, but understand, like these, like these are for person, these three are for objects. I think it's obvious, right? Questions? Okay. What is important is that you start using them. Okay. Play this mental game when you can use it. Like someone is there. Jemand ist da. Okay. You know. Questions? So I think that's all we had to discuss today when it came to grammar. Let's learn some vocabulary as discussed. It's best. Yeah, questions?
No, sometimes, I don't know, between the one and kaine, right? Um, There are sometimes
Sorry,
some
sorry, sorry.
confusions.
Can you repeat?
Yeah, sometimes with one and kind, for
Ona,
example.
ona is like
One
without. Kaina is
without.
ona is without. Kaina is like, kaina is an article. You know, no one was there. No person showed up. Keine Person ist gekommen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ohne is like without. Ohne is a preposition. Mit,
Yeah.
with. Ohne is without. When
Mm-hmm.
you, if you live in Germany, you must be going to donut shop at least once in a month or once a week, and they
Yeah,
ask,
then they say, yeah, make this on a sauce, I'll say, yeah, but
yeah,
it's,
something like that. Yeah. So that's a pronoun, a preposition, and keine is an article. Yeah. Questions? You have to make mistakes. You have to try to speak them and then make mistakes. When it comes to learning a language, quantity matters more than quality. You can improve on the quality later. Uh, let's look at, this is exercise you have to do on your own, but let's see if we can do it together. Uh, yes. Manjusha, please read all the nouns. So those who are in for the first time, you have to get a notebook, blank notebook every day. Divide the page into four parts. First part, write nouns. Second part, write verbs. Third part, write adjectives. Fourth part, write phrases that you think and you can use relevant to your life. Okay, not for the exam, relevant to your profession. Here, these are some random things that I found in some book. Manjusha, please read the nouns and tell us the meanings.
Anzeige,
Ah, come on, it's
the
a crime to not say a noun without an article. So yeah.
the Anzeige. I don't know the meaning actually.
If you how come on, Anzeiger. Where do you
Advertisement.
The
advertisement? Yeah,
advertisement.
yeah.
The Farbe, the cloth,
Eh?
the Farbe, the color,
Color. Yeah, yeah,
uh, das Gehalt,
yeah,
the salary,
yeah.
the Stelle. mm, Again, I don't know this one.
So Stella, anyone? Stella can mean many things. Like it can mean it literally, like, anyone knows what Stella means.
Place or something.
Stella means position, but it can mean a job position. It can mean a position. For example, like I know Stella, like we haben eine Stelle, we have a position for you. We have eine Stelle für dich. It can, it can also mean, like, let's say if a friend of yours is in a problem, and you will, like, you will say, in your position I would do that. An deiner Stelle würde ich das machen. So Stella means position, but of course, just like English, Stella can be used in a variety of ways. You know. Uh, yeah. Next, please read.
Die Einstellung,
Yeah.
Salary, higher, sorry, higher
Nah, nah.
to
In
higher.
our phones, whenever
Einstellung,
let's say in our phones, there is this application which looks like a gear. What is it called in your phone?
Settings.
Settings.
settings,
Yeah.
yeah, settings. Die Wohnung, the home, der Wohnungsbereich,
Not.
is it
I think you are guessing now.
Berechtigungstermin?
Yeah.
The,
Wohnung-Besichtigungstermin. Yeah.
actually, it's very small, I cannot see
Let
it
me zoom in. Yeah.
properly.
Let me zoom in.
Yeah, okay.
Wait.
Yeah, I can also, it's okay. Wohnungsbesichtigungstermin,
Yeah. What does it mean? There. Okay. There. Termin. Yeah.
der, der
it's a
Wohnungsbesichtigungstermin.
visiting time, right? Visiting time.
Yeah. 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 Let her answer because she is reading. Yeah.
Okay.
Not time. So it means like. Yeah.
Yeah,
Manjush.
appointment. Yeah.
Appointment.
So
Der Termin,
Yeah. Now, like, this noun may be irrelevant for most of your lives, because like this. For example, when you find a home, you stay there for 1 or 2 years, right? But why am I teaching you this? Look at this noun. It has Wohnung, it has Besichtigung, it has Termin. So when you learn such nouns, you learn three nouns at the same. Wohnung means, like, apartment. Besichtigung means visit. Termin means appointment. Wohnungsbesichtigungstermin. It's a long word, so you should try to learn these long words so that you can you learn one, but you learn four words at the same time. Okay, so that's why I have this over here. Next one, please read. I think it's obvious. Yeah.
der Termin, appointment, yeah, sorry, meeting. Die Besichtigung, appointment, die Möglichkeit,
Besichtigung is not appointment. Besichtigung is like visit.
visit, sorry, die Besichtigung, visit, die Möglichkeit is the possibility, das Gerate is the
Come on. Gerät.
Gerät, das Gerät is the thing or the
Come on.
equipment.
Gerät? What do you think? You know, when a kid, gerät, you should never give a
The
gerät to
tool,
a 1-year-old kid.
uh,
Gerät means gadget. It can also mean machine, but it normally
gadget,
means, you know, like gadget.
yeah. Der Informatiker, the informatic guy, or yeah,
IT guy, right? Or informatica, right? It's
IT
the same,
guy,
like IT woman. Like
yeah,
not exactly IT woman, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The information, das Ding, the thing,
You know,
Ding,
this noun ding is very useful. You know, whenever you can't say, you know, you said that, you know, you should use, if you don't know the German word for something, use the ding. Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like thing.
Not something,
The
thing.
okay. The terrace is the terrace.
Yes.
The fertile is the advantage. The noctile disadvantage. The text is the text. The floor, I don't know.
So floor, it means floor, but not like floor. You know, like every apartment, you have rooms. Like, you know, like the floor is like in
Mm-hmm.
between. How do you say corridor, something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The gang,
Not gang. It's German. It's arm.
the
Gang.
gang,
Yeah.
the gang. No idea.
So it can mean many things, but one thing, if you have a car, you know, like you have to, like, you know, you have to keep changing what when you're driving a car. You go to the first one, then you go to the fifth one, then you go to the what
Gear,
gear,
gear.
gear. Yeah.
Okay.
Gang can also mean passage. It can mean two things. It can of course mean more things. Let's see if someone
Gear
wants.
is Getriebe, correct?
Sorry.
Getriebe is our gear, right? Getriebe.
Not really able to hear you.
Getriebe is also gear.
Getrieb. I'm not sure. No.
Getriebe, okay.
No. No.
Okay.
Maybe you can read the verbs. Yeah. Not Manjusha. I did not see. So please start reading the verbs and tell us the meanings if you can. Please read. Santosh.
You're asking to me?
No, no, no. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Vinay, you have a question or you want to read?
I want to read.
Yeah, go ahead. Read the verbs. Tell us their meanings if you can.
Yeah, verstehen is to understand. Planen, to plan. Beschreiben, to describe. Schreiben, to write. Drucken. I'm not sure the difference drucken and drucken. I think one is to press. Drucken is to press.
Yeah, and one is to?
Other one, I don't know. Is it to print? Ausdrucken,
Yeah.
print out.
Yeah.
Drucken is to print.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even I am confused which one is which, but yeah, one of them is to print and one of them is to
Yeah.
push. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think drucken is to print and drucken is to press, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think stellen is to place.
Stellen is to place. Yes. Yeah.
Einstellen to hire.
Yeah. It
Vergleichen
can also
to
mean to set something.